What do you look for when you're out there every day searching for co-living houses? And what should someone else look for that makes like the best co-living house? Now that you've been doing this for years, you've sold literally millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of co-living real estate, not just real estate, co-living real estate.
Co-living, yeah.
If you get this niche, you are my go-to guy for all my inner circle members. When I want them to find a home in my market that we're going to find for them, you're the one who's doing it. You're the one who's vetting it for them, making sure it's a good deal, negotiating that deal for them. So I want people to get into your brain for a moment and just, what do you look for? What do you see when you walk into a house? And what are those criteria? Maybe even what are those criteria you stick in the MLS to give you the houses? Like, let's go as detailed as we can in this section, man.
Yeah, no problem. So what I've found is that like homes, and this is all, per house basis, but, homes that are built after 2006 and later, they embrace this massive open concept with large ceilings and things like that. That's not really ideal for us. We found the most success in homes that are honestly built between, 1950 and like 1999, 2005, like in that range. The homes had rooms that were walled rooms, not designated spaces as rooms. Like, oh, this is the dining area, not the dining room. Split level homes, ranches with basements, those are great homes. Large footprinted 2-story homes that have a more traditional flow through it. Now, to me, that's a big thing. Like, flow has to be important for the house. You can't just turn a dining room into the bedroom if that's one of the only places that people can walk through the front door to get to a common area. So the mixture of having boxy rooms, but yet having the flow stay almost intact as you're going through the house with your additional rooms. You have to think to yourself as like maybe a renter or somebody who's walking through, would I find this, like, is this convenient still for me to get to my space? Wait, I got to walk through this door, walk all the way down, turn around and come back through. That's not convenient for me. So does the home flow? And there's no real set answer, but truly, I'm looking for homes that are over 2,500 square feet on all levels. So even if the heated square footage is only like 1,300, but they've got an unfinished basement, that is an extra 1,000 square foot, maybe with a walkout in the back that I can put windows and such in, something like that, where the total square footage would also equal 2,500 or more. That's really ideal. And then I really don't want too high of ceilings. Like if you get into these open floor plans and it's opening into the foyer where you've got a 20-foot, 25-foot ceiling to the top, it doesn't look good, nor would it make sense to box it in cost-wise and things like that. So there's a mixture of square footage, but does it really flow? And then the add-on point is if we're adding bedrooms to this thing, potentially we've got to add bathrooms too. So where we're adding the bedrooms and bathrooms, does that make sense? Nobody wants a full bathroom next to your gas stove in the kitchen. Right?
For a variety of reasons.
There's a little lack of privacy with that. Yeah. Maybe I forgot my loofah in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And I got to come back. That's not really ideal.
So you're saying it's basically how important are floor plans? Like you printing out, for a while we weren't printing out these floor plans, but honest opinion, are they helpful in you mapping it out?
They're helpful for my investors. I mean, I need the floor plan to remember. Yeah, I need the floor plan to remember what I saw as I went through them, so I can properly, map out the rooms, or even just trial and error. Like, can I map out the rooms there and such? But for the investors, especially out-of-state investors, having floor plans just to be able to visualize on top of the video, sometimes I'm a little rigid on video. Maybe I turn a corner too fast on the video. So there are just details that are potentially missed with you not being here in person that a floor plan can maybe help you, give you some more context to also the videos that I create, or the walkthroughs that I'm doing. But for me, they really help me because if I'm seeing 3 or 4 in a day, I have my notes, but I still need to remember, oh yeah, well, that family room's door is too the way the room is shaped, I can't get in to the bathroom from like little things like that, or I can't find a play to get over here. Just those little things.
What would you say are the other? What would you say are the other top 3 or two to 4 things that you kind of rapid fire? Like, what's a deal killer where you won't look at it if it doesn't have, or if it does have? Let's go that way.
Driveway and lot size.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter about having necessarily a small lot size, but if there's no feasible way to really expand the driveway out where you could reasonably get as many cars as you could, because even in non-HOA neighborhoods, you want to just make sure that you're not crowding your neighbors and all that with parking. So you do want to have ample parking, and that's probably number one, that I won't even go inside a home if I know for a fact I can't finagle anything with a driveway. Condition of the home, I mean, it's got to be decrepit for me not to go into it, even if the floor print is really, really nice. I mean, every target is good for potentially somebody, right? But with what we try to do and limit how much rehab and reno goes into it, sometimes if I'm like, oh man, this might as well be a tear down, then that's pretty much eliminated off the list. But I might keep them just for someone with really deep pockets that could be able to maybe, really, really handle that without any fear or risk. They're risk averse. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then
some people want more rehabs. We don't like to go in and do the big rehabs because we're doing these little ones already.
Yeah.
We're going to add a bathroom or 2. That's just not our superpower, but some people it is, and they can crush it. Yeah.
And if the house footprint warrants it, I mean, if we've got something that if we put an extra 50 in it and it returns us 24% cash on cash, then why wouldn't you? Certain things like that. Other aspects are, I will discount pretty much everything with the bones. Anything with the bones, because everything else in it can be doctored up. I mean, if we're going to be adding a door and there's some mold on the wall, we can just knock out the whole wall, put it in, and add the door frame in there. Little things like that can always be fixed. But when we're talking about potential safety issues and
safety, or you're saying like structural stuff too, big.
Yeah. I'm talking, drooped flooring with mold in the subflooring and things like that, where not only is it very costly to the investor to get that back and then get it right, but then also the people living in there